Hello, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health, welcoming you to another live edition of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Happy to be standing in for my mentor, colleague, friend, and champion, Dr. Joel Wallach. Now, the name of this radio show is Dead Doctors Don't Lie. The name of my radio show is Fire Your MD Now. And people always ask us, why do we give the MDs such a hard time? We don't. All we do is lay out the facts as they are and let you draw your own conclusions as we have. Like the fella said, you're welcome to your own opinion, just not your own set of facts. Your medical doctor does not know what's best for you. Your MD only knows what your MD has been trained in, and what your MD has been trained in represents one small piece of the pie of medical science. But the pharmaceutical industry and the hospital industry and the insurance industry and the American Medical Association have convinced you through 100 years of savvy propaganda that when it comes to medicine, the only person to pay any attention to is the MD, and that everybody else, the chiropractor, the osteopath, the homeopath, the naturopath, the herbalist, the acupuncturist, the Ayurvedic practitioner, everybody else delivers substandard, dangerous, back-of-the-bus, quack medicine alternative crap. And this is nonsense. There are different types of medical theory, different types of medical philosophy. The philosophy that the MD is trained in is referred to as allopathic reductionism. Your medical doctor does not practice medicine. Nobody does. Your medical doctor practices allopathic medicine. And allopathic medicine is based upon a reductionistic philosophy Reductionism argues that the human body is a machine made of parts, that the human body is an evolutionary accident, that the human body started millions of years ago in a Jurassic Park swamp, coincidental amalgamation of biochemicals stimulated by a bolt of lightning from a passing thundercloud overhead, and then humanity emerged from the dust and evolved from a single-cell organism into mankind. And because it's an evolutionary accident, the human body has no built-in self-healing properties. This is why, when you're up against a chronic health condition, the MD's job, the MD's point of view is, because you're sick, you're screwed, your body cannot fix it, and your only option is to let the MD, in their infinite wisdom, deliver to your body a man-made synthetic drug or surgical procedure, the intention of which is not to cure anything, but to manage your symptoms by orchestrating a hostile takeover of your biochemistry with drugs or surgery. For goodness sake, the MDs, in all of their intellectual superiority, don't even know how to cure heartburn. Think that through. Your MD does not know how to cure heartburn. They can manage it with a little purple pill, and they are consistently wrong in their approximation of the genesis of disease. They will tell you that heartburn is an accident of nature and that your stomach somehow developed too much stomach acid, and the only treatment for heartburn is to cut the stomach out or to take proton pump inhibitors or antacids, which completely eliminate all acid from your stomach, that your stomach probably shouldn't even have any acid in there, and that the reason that your stomach has too much acid is because of, oh, well, that's just life. And they're wrong. Heartburn is not caused by too much stomach acid. That's impossible. Heartburn is caused by a deficiency in stomach acid. Your MD will tell you that high blood pressure is genetic, and they're wrong. The main cause of high blood pressure is a deficiency in the minerals calcium and magnesium. We eliminate high blood pressure all of the time. If it was genetic, number one, we couldn't fix it. I can't fix the color of your eyes. I can't change the color of your hair from the inside out. I can't change your nationality. those things are genetic. But the MD will tell you that high blood pressure is genetic, and they're wrong. The MD will tell you that when you have arthritis, it's because it's just life. It's just the aging process. It's only a matter of time until the joints go south, and then you have to let the doctor march in with the brand new 2.0 titanium knee, which is nonsense, because arthritis is not caused by the aging process. Arthritis is a simple nutrient deficiency. If your automobile runs out of oil, guess what happens? The engine seizes. Was there anything wrong with the engine? No. The nuts and bolts and all the welds and everything were good. It ran out of oil. Well, when your joints run out of nutrients, the joints start to go south. They get bad. That's the cause of arthritis, but the MD will tell you it's something other than that, and they're wrong. The MD will tell you that cystic fibrosis and muscular dystrophy are genetic. They're Mendelian genetically transmitted diseases, although they will not be able to tell you which genes code. What's the gene that codes for muscular dystrophy? Oh, we're still trying to find that. Even though Dr. Wallach's research in the 70s proved unequivocally that cystic fibrosis and muscular dystrophy are not, in fact, genetic. They're not caused by bad genes. They're caused by damaged chromosomes. When your body runs out of nutrients like selenium, certain chromosomes break. And when the chromosome breaks, your body breaks. Fire your medical doctor now, not because, we have an axe to grind, but because the therapeutics that they bring to the table are old-fashioned, outdated, incompetent, dangerous. They're the leading cause of death and the leading cause of bankruptcy. Snap out of it. Take your health into your own hands and call us instead. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around. The best is yet to come. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, coming at you live today, Tuesday, November 19th, 2013. Welcome to another live edition of Dead Doctors Don't Lie, standing in for my colleague, mentor, and friend, Dr. Joel Wallach. Now, Doug, let's talk about the news, man. What's in the news today?
Well, it's good to have you back on. And I've got a CNN headline story where the headline reads, long-term pill use may double glaucoma risk. And they're talking about birth control pills here. They say women that have been on them for 3 years or more have twice the risk of developing glaucoma later in life. According to new research, they say glaucoma damages the eye's optic nerve. It's the leading cause of blindness in the U.S. They go on to say, it's been well documented that low estrogen levels following menopause contribute to glaucoma in women, but years of using birth control pills can also lower estrogen levels. And this was a study done at the University of California, San Francisco, in conjunction with Duke University School of Medicine and the third affiliated hospital of Nanchang University in China. They say it did not differentiate between women who took low estrogen or regular birth control pills. Investigators theorized that when women are not on the pill, natural estrogen levels go up and down. That seems to prevent eye from developing glaucoma. When women go on the pill, estrogen levels are consistent and in some cases consistently low, which could cause them to develop the condition. They looked at over 3,400 women aged 40 and older from across the United States. They answered questions about reproductive health and eye exams. And according to Elaine Wang of Duke University, she is an author on the study. She says, analyzing the data, there is an association between long-term birth control use and glaucoma. The study should be an impetus for future research to prove the cause and effect of oral contraceptives and glaucoma. And they go on to say that glaucoma affects 60 million people worldwide, is the leading cause of bilateral blindness, second only to cataract. Screening for the condition is encouraged for all people, especially over the age of 50. This was recently presented at the annual meeting of the Academy of Ophthalmology. So there you go. The MD's fix for one thing, it just causes another problem. You know, that's true with just about any drug on the planet. They all have side effects, and they generally only treat symptoms.
Well, the reason that they have side effects is not because they're bad or evil, but the reason that they have side effects is because the biochemistry of the human body is an unbelievably intricate, complicated dance of stuff that's happening in microseconds. All of the time, there are billions of biochemical processes that are happening all of the time. Now, from the holistic point of view, all of this stuff, all of the autonomic processes that happen in the body every microsecond of every day are directed by the innate intelligence of the body, which holistic physicians argue is delivered to the body by the presence of the soul force, whatever that is that existed before you were born, and whatever it is that will persist after you're dead. The soul, or the spirit, for lack of a better word, exists inside the body. The body is the house of the spirit. It's like the clothes that you put on. The spirit has intelligence imbued to it by God, and the intelligence of the body directs all of the automatic trillions of processes that are happening all of the time. And into this intricate system, the MD, who, number one, doesn't believe in the existence of the spirit inside the human body because nobody's ever dissected it out of a body or visualized it with an X-ray or an MRI or a CT scan. And because of their reductionistic training, reductionism argues if you can't measure it, it doesn't exist. Since nobody's measured the soul, it doesn't exist. So to the MD, the body has no wisdom. The body has no inherent healing ability, and they don't even come close to even questioning what it is that makes the body work. They have no answer to the simple question, what makes the body work? So they feel justified in throwing into the body man-made synthetic chemicals, which are going to gum something up. Remember, it's not the drug, it's how it's used. Thank God for Novocaine. Thank God for penicillin. But when you start manipulating people's biochemistry with all of the other drugs in the pharmacopoeia of the MD, they're going to screw it up, and they're going to hurt you. The best thing you can do, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not bleeding to death, is fire your MD and give your body a chance to fix itself with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, and that's what we bring to the table. Stick around.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, live today, Wednesday, the 19th, or Tuesday, the 19th of November, 2013. I believe that the phones are ringing off the hook. Let's go right to the phone, Doug. Who's first?
Let's head to the Bronx, New York, and Thomas, you're on with Dr. Peter Glidden.
Hello,
Hi,
Thomas.
Good afternoon, doctor.
Yeah, thanks for calling. What's up?
Yeah, okay. I'm about 275 pounds. I had in the past torn ACL. I had a back surgery, remove a bulging disc, what have you. I have now for quite some time now varicose veins in the back, and I get slash cellulite, which is very disturbing. My libido level is like none. Blood flow down the lower extremity, and that's causing havoc as far as my sex life is concerned. And I think I might have a touch of sugar or maybe diabetes, what have you. And so I'm calling to find out how can I, help me rectify this situation and what have you.
Yeah, right. Well, all of these things from our vantage point are different arms of the same octopus. All of these conditions are rooted in chronic nutrient deficiencies. So I'm going to tell you what I would recommend that you do, and then I'm going to riff on it until we get to the commercial break, because this is worth exploring. So musculoskeletal breakdown, breakdown in the muscles and the ligaments and the tendons and the joints and the skin. These are all the same things, right? The skin, the ligaments, the tendons, and the bones is more or less the same tissue. It's just different densities of that tissue. So in order to support and promote the structure and function of the muscles, joints, bones, and skin, For someone who's 275 pounds, the recommendation would be, if it's in the budget, 3 healthy bone and joint packs per month. 3 healthy bone and joint packs per month, and 4 bottles of Ultimate Selenium per month. 4 bottles of Ultimate Selenium, 3 healthy bone and joint packs per month. If you can't afford 3 healthy bone and joint packs, do 2. If you can't afford 2, do 1 healthy bone and joint pack, 1 bottle of Cal Toddy. 1 healthy bone and joint pack, 1 bottle of Cal Toddy. I still want you to be taking 4 bottles of selenium a month. We're going to start there. Blood sugar may resolve with the selenium supplement. The blood sugar issue, if it's present at all, may resolve with the selenium supplementation. May not. You may need an extra add-on in a couple of months. But we have to start somewhere and see what happens. Now, in addition to the nutritional supplements, you also need to stop eating 10 bad foods. There are 10 foods that you must stop eating. You have to stop eating these foods or this program has limited success. You can get that list for free on my website, fireyourmdnow.com. When you log on to the website, a little box pops up that says, would you like to join Dr. Glidden's free newsletter? If you say yes, you're directed to a hidden page on my website that has a list of the 10 bad foods. You must stop eating these foods. Take these nutritional supplements every day for 90 days. And look to see improvement in weekly intervals, right? Sleep gets better, mood gets better, energy gets better, joint pain gets better, everything gets better, and into the bargain, you're going to lose weight. You're going to lose maybe a pound, maybe 2 pounds a week, which beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. To increase your libido, you need to increase your consumption of foods that are high in cholesterol. So go crazy for eggs, Don't be afraid of butter, and salt food like it's going out of style. Check it out. Give us a call back in a couple of weeks for the report. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on a roll. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, standing in for Dr. Wallach. This is Dead Doctors Don't Lie.
Let's stay right there in New York and head to Geraldina. You're on with Dr. Peter Glidden.
Geraldina, welcome aboard. What's going on?
Hi, doctor. Thank you for taking my call. The reason I'm calling is a friend of mine called me quite a little bit by accident and was raving about your Dr. Wallach, which I had never heard of before, not knowing what I've recently experienced, which is a breast biopsy result of DCIS, ductal carcinoma in situ. And she proceeded to tell me how there's all these testimonials and reversals of disease. So clearly, I had to call and find out if this is, this type of diagnosis, which can or cannot become invasive breast cancer, is something that could be helped with these types of products.
So it's a definitive diagnosis of ductal carcinoma in situ, definitive diagnosis?
I had the one biopsy, and that's all I have. I'm scheduled to meet with a breast surgeon on Monday, so I'm going to a different facility for essentially a second opinion. So when you say definitive, I don't know yet if they're going to disagree or agree, but all I've had is just that one pathology report.
Well, it depends on how many cups of coffee the pathologist that looked at the slide had, how many hours they just pulled, what's going on in their personal life, right? There's a number of variables because there's a gray area here under the microscope to be able to determine, you bet your bottom dollar, man, that's a breast cancer cell, baby, no problem whatsoever. Or, maybe I'm not really maybe. So you need to know before you jump into the deep end of the pool here whether or not this is a definitive diagnosis or whether it's a presumptive diagnosis, number one. Number two, it may interest you or enrage you to understand that in the United States it is illegal for anyone but an MD to treat cancer. It is illegal for anybody but an MD to treat cancer, even if they are a licensed, regulated physician. The only people that we let treat cancer in the United States are the people that suck at treating cancer. While we have let the MDs, we've given the MDs $600 billion to come up with a cure for cancer, and we're not any closer than we were when Richard Nixon developed a war on cancer. And if you think that hacking off a woman's breasts or cutting off a man's prostate is a cure for breast cancer or prostate cancer, you've got another thing coming. You know, that's like saying, oh, there's an epidemic of hand psoriasis and millions of Americans have hand psoriasis, and what are we going to do? Well, one solution for really bad hand psoriasis is cut off the hand, right? I mean, that's a solution. No more hand psoriasis. This is really kind of the dead end that the MD therapeutics have led us into, is we have become so numbed by their ineffective therapeutics over the decades that we seem perfectly okay as a culture with letting them do barbaric therapeutics like hack off the breast. Now, don't get me wrong. It's better to have a breast surgically removed than to die slowly from cancer which has invaded the body. But my point here is they have nothing for you to stop the cancer from invading the body except radical surgery. Now, I'm going to do a little self-promotion here. I wrote a book 4 or 5 years ago called The MD Emperor Has No Clothes. You can download it to your Kindle in 30 seconds. There's a chapter in there on cancer. I have 10 questions that every cancer patient should ask their oncologist. Get your hands on this book and sit down with your oncologist and ask them these 10 questions. Bring a witness. When the oncologist answers these questions, you'll have a much better idea of how to proceed. Listen, we're up against a hard break. Stick with me. When we get to the other end of the commercial break, I'll tell you what I would recommend to support and promote the structure and function of your body. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, folks. Stick around. All right, Doug. Geraldina, you're still with me?
Yes, I am.
All right. I also have a DVD on the website called A Strong Body Without Cancer. It's over 2 hours long. You might want to pick it up. The website, by the way, fireyourmdnow.com. Fireyourmdnow.com. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Dr. Wallach, the host of this program, whom I'm standing in for today, sued the Food and Drug Administration years ago. It cost over $1 million out of his own pocket so that so that his company, Longevity, could secure something called a qualified health claim. And to get a qualified health claim, you have to bring mountains of research, published research, to the Food and Drug Administration, all of the research supporting your position. And they look at it and they give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Cost $1 million because of Dr. Wallach. We can legally say in the public forum that selenium supplementation, supplementing with the trace mineral selenium, which is a mineral like calcium or magnesium or iron or zinc, it's unbelievably inexpensive. A trace mineral selenium at 200 micrograms a day, which is a teeny-weeny dose, reduces the occurrence of breast cancer by 82%. Now, that's a good number. Remember, there's a difference between preventing cancer and treating cancer. We can't treat cancer because that's illegal. And if that doesn't make you absolutely, positively beside yourself with rage, you're not paying attention. So, you know, this isn't rocket science, and it would make sense that if selenium can help prevent cancer, breast cancer specifically, by such an unbelievably remarkable amount, then it would be prudent for everybody, including people with either a presumptive or a definitive diagnosis of breast cancer, to start taking selenium preventively. So if I were you, in order to support and promote the structure and function of my body in the face of this diagnosis, what I would do is I would do, what's your current body weight, Geraldina, by the way?
About 175.
Okay. So in a perfect world, I would recommend that you take 2 anti-aging healthy start packs, 2 anti-aging healthy start packs, and 4 bottles of Ultimate Selenium a month. 2 anti-aging healthy start packs and 4 bottles of Ultimate Selenium a month. And as much Z Radical, there's a nutritional supplement that Longevity has called Z, like zebra, Radical. I would do as much as you can possibly afford. If you can afford it, I'd do a bottle a day. If you can't afford that, I'd do a bottle a week, or a bottle every 2 weeks, or a bottle every 3 weeks, or 1 bottle a month. That's what I would do. Plus, there are 10 foods that it would be prudent for you to eliminate because they hurt your body and cause cancer. And that list also, it's free. It's on my website, fireyourmdnow.com. As soon as you log on, a little box pops up, say, yeah, I'd like to be a member of Dr. Glidden's free mailing list, and we direct you to the hidden page where it has the list of good food, bad food. The book that I wrote explains in detail why each of those foods is bad. You need to stop eating fried food. Fried food contains a nasty chemical called acrylamide, which causes cancer. You need to stop eating well-done red meat. Well-done red meat contains a nasty chemical called a heterocyclic amine, which causes cancer. You need to stop drinking oil that's in a bottle, olive oil, coconut oil, salad dressing. You need to knock it off, because oils in a bottle have the possibility of delivering to your body free radicals, which cause DNA damage, which cause cancer. So simply by eliminating cancer-causing foods in your diet and by giving your body nutritional support, God only knows how far back your body is able to bounce. And yes, we have hundreds of anecdotal reports all around the world from people doing alternatives to drugs and surgery and recovering from cancer. The problem is that none of it is codified. None of it is, none of it's been directed by a licensed physician and with before and after blood work. And so they can actually track the progress of the disease, and medical professionals have some idea of what's going on, because everybody in this country is deathly afraid to even walk around the term cancer, unless you're prescribing chemotherapy, surgery, and radiation, which is 99.999999% ineffective. It is a gigantic cluster, you-know-what, set up by the Food and Drug Administration, by the way, members of which are not elected. They are appointed. And it is a big, bad voodoo daddy, the way that medicine has been allowed to be disseminated here in the United States. Now, MDs are great at surgery when surgery is necessary, and trauma care, and sewing up bleeding arteries, and removing infected kidneys, and fixing a blown-off leg from a soldier in Iraq. They're really good at that. That's their wheelhouse. And in a perfect world, it would be illegal for an MD to treat cancer because they suck at it. And while we've let the MDs treat cancer, while we have nearly given them $1 trillion, you know how much money that is? $1 trillion? It's $1,000 billion. It's a lot of money. We're not any closer to come up with a cure for cancer now than we were before. I would put on my fighting gloves. I would get that book. You download it to your Kindle for $10. Read the chapter on cancer. It's a really short chapter. And go to your oncologist for the next visit with a man, hopefully a big man. Dress him up in a dark suit, put dark glasses on him, and have him just stand behind you and not say a word while you ask your oncologist politely the 10 questions that are in my book. And when you hear your oncologist's answer or lack thereof to these questions, you will know what to do moving forward with conventional medicine. You must educate yourself. You must take a stand for your own health. The worst possible thing that you can do is just automatically throw your hat into the MD's ring and let them do whatever the heck they want to without any recourse from you. You must educate yourself. You must be a stand for your own health. You must grab the reins and start taking control. Knowledge is the key. Get the book, ask the questions, get the supplements, change your diet, get on your knees and pray for guidance, and see what happens. Check it out, Geraldina. I'm very glad that you called, and I'm very much looking forward to tracking what happens to you. So call us back on this radio program in a couple of weeks once you've figured it out. I appreciate your trust and your call. Thanks so much. Douglas, who's next?
Let's head to Bakersfield, California. And Julio, you're on with Dr. Peter Glidden.
Hey, Julio, were you and me down by the schoolyard yesterday?
Yeah, that was me. Hi, Doctor. Doctor, I'm calling for my mother and my good friend's brother also. But first, my mother, she's 68 years old. She weighs about 100 pounds. she had really small kidneys, so she got a kidney transplant that lasted about 23 years. Stopped working about 5 years ago. Started peritoneal dialysis 3 years. Got TB in the stomach, and she had TB 2 times prior in the lungs. Stopped peritoneal dialysis. Started hemodialysis 2 years ago. 18-month TB treatment ended about a month ago. Had a mild stroke 2 years ago and a mild heart attack 2 weeks ago. Enlarged heart due to high blood pressure. She's taken Ultimate Classic and plant-derived minerals since the 90s, or late 90s. But I don't know if there's anything we could do, or
well, there's a lot that you could do. You need to give her selenium. She's got an enlarged heart. The main cause of enlarged heart is a selenium deficiency. Cardiomyopathy, the main cause is not enough selenium. She's got to clean up her diet, Julio. Stick around, buddy. I'll finish this up with you when we come back. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, standing in for Dr. Wallach. Give us a call and stick around.
We are back on Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network with your host today, Dr. Peter Glidden, filling in for Dr. Wallach. Welcome back.
It's me and Julio today. Julio, down by the schoolyard. So listen, I got to cut this close here because we've got another caller that's been hanging on forever. Enlarged heart, Julio, from our point of view, the main cause is a selenium deficiency, right? So the recommendation would be 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month. 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month. And to increase circulatory health, to support and promote circulatory health, which is mandatory in people on kidney dialysis. The recommendation there is 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules per 200 pounds of body weight per month. 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Caps per 200 pounds per month. And last but not least, antioxidants. Your mother must be consuming antioxidants in excess of 100,000 ORAC points. 100,000 ORAC of antioxidants a day. And if you don't know what that is, just go to my website, get a subscription to my online health recovery stuff. I have 100+ hours of archived webinars that tell everybody all about all this stuff. I did a 45-minute webinar on antioxidants. It's awesome. It's available to you as a Dr. Glidden Insider, as a subscriber to my website for the ridiculously low fee of $20 a month. Check it out, fireyourmdnow.com. Sorry, Julio, we just don't have time for the second question. Doug, who's next?
Let's head to Denver, Colorado, and Tammy, you're on with Dr. Peter Glidden.
What's up, Tammy?
Hi. I have a little girl who goes to cheer with my daughter. She's 5 years old, and at 18 months was diagnosed with post-testicular rheumatoid arthritis.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it won't. It won't. Well, so you want to know what to do? It won't matter because she's not your daughter, and the parents aren't going to do what you tell them to do because you're not a doctor either. So the best thing that you can do, Tammy, is lend the parents. Dr. Wallach.
I talked to her.
So
I talked to her, and she's interested. So
she is. All right. So then what we do, then the recommendation would be to support and promote the structure and function of this child's body. The recommendation would be 1 healthy bone and joint pack and 2 bottles of selenium and 1 bottle of plant minerals. 1 healthy bone and joint pack, 2 selenium, 1 plant minerals per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Do that.
How do you suggest giving the selenium?
You just have her swallow them. If she can't swallow them, then, or she doesn't want to or doesn't like it, then you can open the capsule up and dump the contents into some yogurt or into some applesauce and just have her eat the applesauce or the yogurt. It's really pretty easy.
Okay.
You can also make popsicles from the Beyond Tangy Tangerine or the Osteo-FX, and you can change the plant minerals to Cherry Mints, you know, because she's a kid and she might like the taste of the Cherry Mints better. You can mix them all together. You can really get quite creative with the whole thing. Starting in the second month to that program, I would add 1 bottle of Killer Biotic per 50 pounds of body weight per month. 1 bottle of Killer Biotic per 50 pounds of body weight per month, and I would do that for 8 weeks. Do the Killer Biotic, add the Killer Biotic in for 8 weeks, starting on week number 5. Plus, she has to eliminate the 10 bad foods, which may be the hardest thing because, you know, people love their whole grains, and they're eating themselves slowly into oblivion because for the last 100 years, we've let the people that make the food tell us which foods to eat. So we've let Monsanto and General Mills and Dr. Oz, who has no training in medical nutrition, comfortable at telling us what to eat. My people are destroyed by lack of knowledge. This child needs to eliminate wheat, barley, rye, and oats, oil in a bottle, fried food, well-done red meat, the skins of baked potatoes, yams, and sweet potatoes, all meats that contain nitrates, and she must stop drinking a carbonated beverage with a meal. But you know that rundown. So, the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, selenium, plant minerals, starting month number 2, add the Killer Biotic, see what happens. Keep your fingers crossed, and I got to tell you, you're going to make a gigantic difference in this child's life. A gigantic difference, because from our point of view, the genesis of this illness is chronic nutrient deficiencies. It's not genetic. She doesn't have a bad gene. She has a bad doctor. Thank God for you, Tammy. Keep up the good work. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Tune into my show next. Go to my website, fireyourmdnow.com. Dr. Glidden, over and out.